Hello there. It's a dark and gloomy Sunday, unfortunately, so there's not a lot of bright light coming in the room, but I wanted to open what I think is the Bantha, which is this that came yesterday, but I was just so busy doing the Cantina that I didn't, get a chance to even open the box. So speaking of the Cantina, I'm going to take my time before I do part two. Right here, I've just moved it all across. This is the base offering. That's not how I'm going to set it up, obviously, but I just pushed it all together. I'm going to come back to that. And I'm also going to open the deluxe. The plan going forward, just to give you a little bit of an insight, is that I'm thinking the bar and the foyer I'm going to have on a shelf. Just those two. And have the significant characters to go with that, of which there's a wide choice of the people stood at the bar. The Tonicas you'll have, Chewie, Luke, Obi-Wan, Boshek. Then, when I get round to opening the deluxe, I'm thinking about just having the deluxe, just like I've got these three together right now, having them as the backdrop of another diorama where I could have the rest of my aliens, including the band, because I think they're like a center point, a centerpiece set of figures, aren't they, really, all stood together. Haven't done it yet, that's just in my head. I'd love to do that right now. I really would love to do that now, but I've got a lot of work to make that happen. I've got to clear shelves behind me. I've got to clear these things here. There's a lot of stuff I've dumped on these tables here. When I do reviews, I put stuff on the shelves here and I forget to put it back where I found it. But all this stuff is from the Cantina as well. And there's all the boxes and everything in the room still. Everything is everywhere. So yeah, the other thing is because there's so many accessories and I won't want to use them all, I won't be putting this in my roof yet either. This is just the base offering. And there's extra chairs and loads of stuff. So I'm going to find somewhere in my actual house to store all this stuff. And then I can dip into it as and when is required to get the cups and the accessories and all of that. So that's that, just to give you a quick update. But this I must open now. This has to be the Bantha. This came yesterday and is the third item out of 3 items sent by Yodel, left on my goddamn porch, on my front doorstep. It doesn't even... it's not good, is it, really? And alrighty, look at that. Great packaging, look at that. It's all happening, man. Tatooine stuff, man. You can't beat it. You get a carded figure with it. We'll have a good look at that. And I can't wait to see how good this Bantha is. The previous one was always really good. The Power of the Force 2 one is great. I've got a review for that if you want to see it. I'll leave that linked below. And he's up on the shelves behind me, that one. I'll get him down to compare. Why not? And let's have a look at this angle. And you get to see this guy's teeth. So I'd say without question this Bantha is less Star Wars A New Hope. It's more Book of Boba Fett. But I'm glad they haven't put Book of Boba Fett on this packaging. It's too late to do that anyway. That was out years ago, 2022. So, alrighty. Have I shown you all the angles? There's that front there and the back. They're the same. Cool. So I think it's time to get him out of there, man. Yeah, not just Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian too. You get a lot more intimate with the Banthas. You see how docile they are. You see them in the Crate Dragon episode, close-ups on their face, and then you also see, it's Book of Boba Fett. Or it might even be Mandalorian season 2. Actually, you see a Tusken cleaning their teeth, but you see their teeth when they're chewing stuff. I'm sure in Book of Boba Fett. Make some little Banthas, or whatever he says. Like a Bantha. There's that line as well. Oh yeah, I like the way that he's encased in there. Look at that. Look at that policy of zero plastic. It's out the window for this one, but good Hasbro. Well, who cares, man? Well, I care about the planet, but come on, man. Just cut plastic in other elements of our lives. Not toys. Toys are made of plastic, for God's sake. Let's take a look at this card back. Do I like that? Well, if that's a genuine image from New Hope, I like it. Which I don't remember. That might be a cropped image of the first time you see the Bantha. Like, they scared me as a kid. I remember That could be, you know, when the guy who jumps on from the cliff top. It might be cropped from that image. So here is the guy or girl, never assume the gender, of the Tusken. Yeah, I'm guessing. Doesn't look like he has. Get the other one down. This one has darker robes. This is the one that came out a few years ago now. Is it darker? Is it just the room lighting? Definitely looks different, the front bit. By all accounts, these figures snapped. I never had that problem myself, but there was an error with them or something. But that lighter colour I like, because that kind of reminds me of the classic Kenner. So sorry, I won't be opening this one. I really am sorry. I'd be surprised if this fella didn't have barb. Oh, he doesn't though. I mean, these figures are fairly, yeah, that's a shame. Lots of figures of the last few years they've all had barbell hips or whatever. Yeah, it's very stiff plastic, that. But unfortunately, I'm surprised he didn't make the cut. But that will be your ultimate figure to put on top of it. Let's have a look on the back. 380. Freeze frame that. If I zoom, will that help? Okay. All good. Nice looking figure though. More importantly, a Bantha, like a Bantha. Let's take this top bit off. Ooh. Look at that. That reminds me of opening something from the 90s or the early 2000s. That beautiful plastic bag. It's because it's fur, isn't it? Keep it protected from, I don't know, moisture, I guess. In storage. If you're a mock collector, look at the size of this. Can't wait to do a size comparison. And I'm glad I never invested in that 30th anniversary one, because that was really like a poodle, huh? Yeah, wasn't quite right. Let's have a look at this thing though. Oh, there's the mouth. I just accidentally opened it. We see the eye? Yes, you can see the eye. I felt sorry for these when that crate dragon was on its way. Thank you, old girl. He called it old girl, didn't he? Boba. Nomad Boba. Oh! That's a thought. I might put Nomad Boba on top. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? I'll put that on instead. That'd be a nice idea, actually, because let me go and get him. That's a figure that is really difficult to stand, so I will plug now for you. If you're new to the channel or you haven't heard this information, if you're struggling with shallow peg holes, folks, and you want a peg stand for your figures, get these from Ian Butler from IB3D. I have a link. I'll put a link in the description to his stuff, and you can get a discount via myself. O.O.K 15 gets you 15% off. But this figure was just beautiful figure, just one of the worst for peg stands. Peg holes. Really shallow. So these are great. They slide on the foot. And you can get Boba standing. But he will be perfect to put on this. In fact, I'm going to put him on right now. That's great. I've just decided. I never actually knew what I was going to do with this Bantha. I just sort of knew I'd acquire it and put it on the shelf somewhere and whatever. Put a Tusken on, I thought. But I already have one with a Tusken on. Shall we go and have a look, ladies and gentlemen? I know we're whipping around everywhere here, but bear with me. There's the other one. And on top of that is a Tusken designed and moulded to fit on it, because it was Power of the Force 2. Just like that Stormtrooper was designed to be on it. Let's get him off there now. So all this top shelf is just beasts from Tatooine. Rancor, Ronto, Dewback, Bantha. But down here I've got a shelf that reflects Tusken tribes, not only from Attack of the Clones, that kind of era, you saw them there, but also Book of Boba Fett. Let's just get that dude out of the way. That tribe, the darker robe tribe that you saw in Book of Boba Fett. So get rid of him. I don't know what he's doing there. So that's them. So I figured maybe I'd have the Bantha with all of them. But that's pretty cool. In fact, do any of these have stretchable? Let's just try one of these guys. I'll sort his hair out in a minute. I just want to see this. Yeah, they've got, there you go. You could get one of these on. It's really dark at the minute, folks, so the focus keeps going. I'm sorry. Yeah, these fellas would also fit on. Let's try that. There's no reins that I can see. Just has to hold that bit there. There you go. So you could get that guy on. Let's get the other Bantha down. And we'll do y'all a size comparison. In fact, I wonder if they have just used for the body what has existed before. Is it brand new? You'll have to get back to me on that. I've not heard that detail, but this guy seems a little wider. He's fatter. He's a lot thinner, so I'm assuming that the frame of the body underneath the fur is different. But they are the same kind of length. Obviously the horns are much bigger with this guy. I do like that. I do like that. This was always a great figure. Can you see the eyes of this one? I can't remember. Yes, it did have eyes right there. And this was made at a time way before Book of Boba Fett and all of that, where you actually saw their eyes for the first time in The Mandalorian season 2 and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just the way it is. But this guy is pretty cool. That's much more detail. See a bit more life in that. More life in its eyes, should we say. And this mouth, I opened it before by accident and I can't remember how I did it now. What did I do? Yeah, if you move the if you move the legs back there, it just opens the mouth. Just opens the mouth. Let's have a good look inside there. So the teeth are a lot cleaner than I realised. They're pretty cool though, I like that. So the mouth is independent of the feet. The feet can be forward and you can open the mouth, but if you pull the feet back, well, maybe I'm pulling I think I'm pulling his beard. That's what it is, I'm pulling, not the legs. Pull the legs back. Yeah, I was just grabbing his beard by accident. It's just an articulatable mouth. I was pulling his fur. Right, so I'll just get the legs correct. Bear with me. What could we do with these back legs? Let's have a look. Just left and right. They don't... There's no ball joint or anything. So they don't split that way. Neither do they. Oh, I like the detail on the base of the foot though. Look at that. Elephant-esque. Like that. These back ones don't have that. Lucasfilm 2025. There is some other articulation here. There is a... are they ball jointed? Sorry, you can't see what I'm filming. Bear with me, folks. The worst channel to come to on YouTube for clear detail. Yeah, there's a rotation there. And a pivot. That's interesting. Do these have that? Yes, they do. You can put the front feet forward a bit. The paws. And pivot them back. And there's a rotation. There's just no at the hips or whatever there. You can't do the splits, is what I mean. Or she. Never assume the gender of this Bantha. But that's a cute design. I like that. I'm going to open that up. Maybe you can see that if I just open the mouth. Zoom in. It's quite demonic, isn't it, really? That. Yeah, that's cool, man. Love it. Hair stays in quite well. When I pulled my finger away, then loads of hair didn't come off with my hands, so it's tightly in there. Good solid wig. And the tail, what does the tail do? Does it rotate in any way? Again, you can't see what I'm filming. I do apologise. I'm looking at the item and I'm not looking at what I'm filming. I don't think... Can it articulate in any way? It doesn't seem to... For God's sake. Sorry, folks. It doesn't seem to... It might have some kind of rotation. I don't know. You can't bend it. It's not like a wire. It just sort of comes down and falls naturally. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm sorry that I'm not opening this, but I've just realised I definitely don't need to because when I opened that pack of figures there, I've got loads of these guys just standing around doing nothing. One of them could go on top of the Bantha. And I could also get Boba on the top of that. This model here has this weird thing of, I guess it's for maybe if you're army building, this Power of the Force one, you can stretch it out, they can do that with it. They rotate, you know, and does that rotate there? So I guess that's just for differentiating, maybe. Different ones. I don't know, it's a nice idea, but this one doesn't do anything. Those horns are incredible though, so I'm going to go a bit closer now on details like that and see. Oh, I'd love them to make a sandcrawler, folks. And one of the pack-ins could be a crate dragon skull. Come on, Hasbro. Do it! 1977 to 2027. Give us a year off. Plan your return with the sandcrawler. That would just be the ultimate thing to make. A lot of people say, oh, it's just a brown box, but come on, man, it's an iconic vehicle. Like, that is an iconic vehicle. I put nothing in that. What can you put in there? Han, Louis, Chewie. What can you put in it? Han, Chewie, Leia, Ben, Lando, potentially. But with a sandcrawler, I could find somewhere to put all this crap. They're just dumped on there temporarily, all my droids. But I do have places I can put droids, but I tell you what, it'd be nice to just rack them all up in one location. Folks, what do you reckon of that? I quite like it. Let's put Boba back on. Just put him right back on there. Like a Bantha. Obviously, I'm doing this one-handed and rushing it. Just want to get it reviewed. But that would look good in the right place. In fact, I'm going to try and put it somewhere. What else have we got on here? We've got these bags here and on the back there. Let's just get rid of Boba Fett for a minute. Solid plastic bit there. There's no reins on this. I think there were reins on that, and maybe there weren't reins on that either. I'm thinking of the dewback. I'd love them to have another crack at the dewback. Yeah, all very familiar stuff. About time they did this. I thought they were going to make a Vintage Collection Bantha redo in 2020 after season 2 Mandalorian episode, Great Dragon episode. It's taken another 5 years for us to get a Bantha. God. But that's pretty cool, man. Nice to get another Bantha. And it just goes to show how good that one is, because that still has definitely stood the test of time. So it looks pretty good, man. Lots of interesting stuff on the planet Tatooine. Love those teeth. Let's have another look at them. Wow. Pretty cool, huh? All right, I just want to finish on this shot here. I have split the tribes up because I had them all stood together down here. They're a completely different set of people. And they said that in the Book of Boba Fett. There's hundreds of tribes scattered across the planet. These could either be New Hope or Attack of the Clones. But the darker robe, the black robe tribe that you see that were passing by the remains of the Cantina, got Boba Fett, are here now. And there he is. He's on top of that. That's cool, man. I like that. I was just putting them all around the tribe. There's the chief. That guy's less interesting, that figure, so I've put him to the background. I've just put her into place, but I tell you who looked really good at the front. This guy looked really good. I put him there. It's the pose that he's got. But she was awesome. I need to get I think there must be a better pose for her. I'm sure I'm going to keep working on that one. I want to get her looking like she's really in action. There's another figure as well I could use. I usually use, like, there's that one there. That kind of looks like it could be New Hope, but it's designed for Book of Boba Fett. Came out in the retro collection. That's a classic retro Kenner Star Wars one. But, you know, I like to use figures to fill space. For example, like, I'll show you. You can put that there just so you've got more people populating it. I do that. I did that with the other Bantha. See that figure there? It's a crap Power of the Force 2 one, but I used to have it just stood in the background behind the Bantha. It's not the best figure, so you don't want it in the foreground, so it just fills the space. And then there's that guy slightly better looking, and then the Bantha used to come out there like that. I do that a lot I use crap. See that one in the back there? That's a crappy Power of the Force 2 figure, but without wanting to waste anything, I stick them in the back. So that's that, folks. I want to just try and get a better pose for her. Yeah, that's better. That's a bit more interesting. Looks like she's ready for action there. And there's one thing I'm forgetting. This, the Massif. No tribe is complete without a Massif. All good. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end now. Until next time, this has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.